And don't forget about Anthony. Another big story of the morning. Anthony to Betis is, here we go. The player is back to Betis. Manchester United receive 22 million euros, 3 million euros in advance, so 25 package, 50% sell-on clause on the profit. So we will explain after the window how the sell-on clause works for Anthony, but let's say for the moment 25 plus 50% sell-on clause, and the player undergoes a medical today at Betis, and so end of this story.
Talking about Manchester United, Fabri, I think many United fans I see here in the chat want to know about the goalkeeper situation. So because we know that Manchester City are signing a goalkeeper such as Donnarumma, is also Man United on the verge of signing a goalkeeper as well?
Look, Man United are on the verge of signing a goalkeeper. Yes, they need to make a decision, and it's going to be very soon. I try to explain Man United fans the situation. On one way, they have Senne Lammens, the young goalkeeper from Royal Antwerp who wants to go to Man United, but at the moment there is still no club-to-club agreement. Around 25 million euros is the request. Man United started at 17. Then, on the other side, there is Dibu Martinez, with an agreement with the player, not yet with Aston Villa. But what's going to happen? Man United will sign only one goalkeeper, not both of them. Then Lammens can go to Aston Villa if Emiliano Martinez goes to Man United. If Lammens goes to Man United, we have to see what's going to happen with the future of Emi Martinez. That's the situation as of now. But Emi Martinez could depend on Sancho. So the understanding is that if Sancho will be included in the Emi Martinez deal, Man United can proceed with El Dibu Martinez as new goalkeeper and with Sancho going to Aston Villa. As it would be smart for Man United to save a big salary, to include a player they don't want anymore in the deal, and to get a top leader like Dibu Martinez. On the other side, if this is not happening, depending on Sancho, Sancho has to decide what he wants to do. If he wants to go to Aston Villa, if he wants to wait for different opportunities, maybe out of Europe, we will see what's going to happen there. But based on Sancho, this story could change. And so Man United eventually can go for Senne Lammens. So they are keeping both options open, also because, guys, it's not a long time before the window closes. It's almost 7 hours,
yes.
So 7-8 hours. So we have to see what's going to happen. Yes. But for sure, Man United, will sign a new goalkeeper.
Yes, I think it's also important to remember the timings here, because I was mentioning before that most of the deadlines today are 8 p.m. Central European time, but there is also the Spanish La Liga that is closing at midnight, so that's a bit of a difference there. Fabri, I don't know if you want to mention, I think Juventus
really
are another...
Let me say, I say that every summer, I say that, but this is getting to a point where it's ridiculous to have a different deadline time, different things is ridiculous, but we will talk about that in another moment. No sense at all.
No, also because it's the first time that at least, for example, the Bundesliga is closing at the same time of other leagues, and then La Liga is the only one who didn't do that. So, I mean, we will talk about it. Talking about Bundesliga, Openda just landed in Milan. He's going to be a new Juventus player, so I think that...
Yes. How many times have we been speaking about Jadon Sancho over the course of this summer, last summer, the summer before? It feels like he's a constant in the window. Could he have a new club in this country? We know that a number of sides in Serie A tried to sign him earlier in the summer. He got close to potentially going to Roma, but turned that deal down. He is now potentially going to be heading to Aston Villa. Just 1 point from their 3 games so far for Unai Emery, but could they be about to get a new winger? What we know is that Aston Villa are currently in talks with Manchester United over a potential deal. The deal under discussion would be a loan. He has 1 year left on his Old Trafford contract, but the club do have an option to extend that for a further year, so potentially he could have 2 years on his deal. He's on big wages, surplus to requirements at Manchester United, and Aston Villa are currently talking to his personal representatives over the personal terms, which at this stage we don't know whether that will be a problem or not. But significantly, after their poor start to the season, Aston Villa could be about to get some much needed Premier League experience.
How could Aston Villa afford him? Because we've been hearing about them having real problems with PSR and probably can only do loan deals or very cheap buys at this stage. So how can they afford those huge wages?
Well, potentially, because there's no huge fee attached in purchasing the player, that's obviously a massive saving that they can do. We know that they were fined by UEFA last season because they failed to meet the requirements with regards to the financial fair play rules, which are UEFA's rules. Premier League's PSR, profit and sustainability. So Aston Villa have had to be really careful about the business they do. It's come to a lot of it's been a real frustration for a lot of Aston Villa fans because they see this ambitious football club that wants to compete at the highest level, but the rules are stopping them from doing so. They probably didn't want to sell Jacob Ramsey to Newcastle because he's 24 years old, he's a great player, he's a young player, he's come through their system, but the rules are dictating they need to be creative financially. So this is where this type of a deal would suit Aston Villa. It's being discussed as a potential loan. There may be a loan fee attached. Manchester United may say to Aston Villa, we can pay a chunk of Jadon Sancho's wages. We want him off our wage bill. He's not going to get game time here. He wants to stay in the Premier League. So this could be a deal that suits all parties.